Hello, my name's Emily, and I am so glad that you're here taking this little course on finishing your projects and following your ideas through to the end. I am just going to start out today introducing a little idea from a book called The Dip by Seth Godin, and it is just this pretty simple idea that when you begin a project, or anything really, begin learning it, begin becoming good at it, the beginning is fun. You are learning and you're interested and you're getting good feedback from the people around you because it's a new thing, and the days and weeks of rapid learning really keeps you engaged and it keeps you going. Then there's this dip that is the long haul, kind of the difficulty and the efforting between when you start something and when you start to master something and really start to get the effects of that mastery. So Seth, in his book, he calls it the long slog. It's the slog that's actually the shortcut because it is actually a faster path than any other way of getting to where you want to go, because everybody would be painting if it was easy. The fact that it's not easy and that it brings your whole being into question sometimes, for me anyway, means that it's valuable. It's a valuable thing to be doing, and it's actually what this dip idea is, what is actually bringing value to your art. So really, the difficulty in it is really good, and you can think of the dip as your friend, which I love. So from the beginning to the end of this curve, it's like the difference between a half-finished painting and a really completed painting or any kind of piece of art. It's the difference between somebody who does art as a hobby and a person who makes art as a job, because that difference really isn't inborn talent. It's really more the ability to push through those difficult moments when it's actually a lot easier to quit. So there's this example about weight training as a science, and how basically what you do is do 2 minutes of work to really tire out this muscle that you're working on. And then the last few seconds really are the stressful moments for the muscle, and that is what causes the muscle to grow. Those last few seconds, though, they're painful and they're kind of scary. And to illustrate this point about the muscle analogy, here is the painting that's been behind me in this video. Before I finished it, I thought it was finished, but it was lacking something. I was really trying to talk about some out of control thoughts and emotions that were leading to this kind of chaotic healing process. And there was something a bit too organized about it, and each thing is in its place. It was literally just maybe a half hour that I spent adding this last and final layer, and not saying it worked out perfectly, but it taught me so much about how important it is to risk and layer over things that I like. It took a lot of courage to do that, and it was scary, and it felt like I was going to ruin it, but I knew I didn't want to keep doing these perfect paintings that weren't creating an effect that I was really going for. So we're going to look at a document next that gives a bunch of these examples. It's human nature to quit when it hurts. It's the human reflex that actually creates scarcity and makes what we do valuable as artists. We're willing to face ourselves and this process of creation, which is super personal and can be really challenging. And when you start a painting, a sculpture, a piece of art, quitting after you've put in even just a couple hours of work, maybe possibly, you've spent a lot of time thinking about it, but it's never become what it could be. It's just a really bad idea to quit in this dip place, because you know that the dip is kind of inevitable. If you believe at your best moments that the journey that you started is important and worthwhile. Quitting when you hit the dip just wastes your time. If you make that a habit, then you're not going to get to experience that accomplishment, and you're going to potentially find yourself wondering if art is worth doing. And I am here to tell you that it absolutely is, and if that is what you're drawn to, it's just so important that you do follow those urges, because the amount that the good that you can bring to yourself and others around you is just unlimited. For me anyway, every painting is a journey. Every time I complete that journey, I grow as a person, and I have this record of this beautiful moment in time forever, and I'm better the next time. I just hope this idea encourages you and helps you to go that extra mile that it takes sometimes. Being willing to risk and to fail, ultimately on the way to making good art. Because when you look at the finished painting on your wall where you took a risk and maybe it didn't end up looking exactly as you planned, but the satisfaction you'll feel is so valuable to you.